Happy summer, friends. This recipe, you're gonna wanna hit save immediately because it is perfect for summer. This is a lemon blueberry bread. It is delicious. Now I am making a double batch, so you're gonna see a lot of ingredients going in, but I will say, and put on the screen here somewhere, what you need for a single batch. 1/3 of a cup unsalted butter, melted. Pour that on in. Next, 1 cup of white granulated sugar. And then before we mix these two together, we're going to zest 1 lemon. And then we'll mix all 3 of these in together. I have said before that adding the zest in and letting it cream with your butter and sugar actually imparts more flavor, because the zest is where all the good stuff is, okay? All of that good flavor. I mean, yes, the juice is fantastic, but this will help it bond to the sugar granules, which will then distribute it throughout the bread. So, we're zesting. This is also like the biggest lemon I have ever seen. Costco. Zest your lemon, put it on stir, let it mix for about 2 minutes, and then we will come back and add our eggs. All right, next up, 2 eggs. Crack it in. You will see as you are mixing your sugar and butter and such, it will go from like a dark yellow to a pale yellow. That's when you know it's time to add the eggs. Remember, I'm doubling this, so I'm gonna add 4 eggs. You just need 2. This smells so good the entire process. When you're making it, when you're baking it, when you're glazing it, when you're eating it. All the things. Wash your hands or change your gloves after eggs. All right, we need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice from that lemon that you just zested. Squeeze her in. All right, now we're gonna alternate 1½ cups of an all-purpose flour with 1/2 cup of milk. Whatever milk you have on hand is just fine. We're gonna let that come together. Then you need 1 cup of fresh blueberries. If you don't have fresh and you only have frozen, that's fine. Do not thaw the frozen blueberries. Follow these instructions just with frozen instead. It will turn out the same. Also, the other half of that lemon, save it. We're gonna use this with powdered sugar to make a lemon glaze for on top. Okay, let me get a bowl and I'll be right back. Okay, we are now done with the mixer. We're gonna do the rest by hand. There's not much more. So pull off your mixer. Scrape down your beater or paddle attachment. Lemon zest tends to get stuck in there, so make sure you get all that out. And we're gonna give it a good stir so everything is reincorporated. Look at all that lemon zest. It was almost missed. Okay. Then you are going to take your 1 cup of blueberries and toss them with 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. I have my berries here, they've been washed. Now the reason we do this is so that they evenly distribute in the batter. This is a slightly thinner batter than like my blueberry buckle or a blueberry coffee cake batter. And we don't want all the blueberries to go to the bottom. We want them to be suspended in the bread so that you have some in every bite. Giving them a little coat of flour is going to help keep them in the middle. And another thing that's going to help is where you're going to just fold these in, because you obviously you don't want to break them up. You want to keep them as whole as possible. Okay? So we're just going to gently fold these in. Now you can bake this in one of the large loaf pans. which is like a 9x5. I like to do them in smaller loaves and little mini loaves. Remember, breads like this freeze really well. So when you have, maybe you've gone blueberry picking, or the berries are on sale and they're a really great price, you can always flash freeze your berries to make them last longer and use them in the future. Or you can make larger batches of something like this, pop this in the freezer, even do them in like muffin tins if you wanted, and then you can pull them out for when you have company over or you need something for breakfast, and then you've still used your fresh blueberries. But for me, the blueberries are in season for quite some time, so we're gonna make these and sell it this week. So here is what your batter should look like. Kind of like a muffin batter consistency. So let me get my pan and show you a little trick. All right, here's the mini pan. It looks like this. This is a Wilton pan. You can get it on Amazon. This one is well loved. And I have just butter and floured it. So you wanna melt some butter, brush it on the sides, pour some flour in, tip it around until it's all coated and dump it out. I do this with bundt cakes. It really helps it not to stick, much more than just like a cooking spray would. They will slide right out. And then we're just going to fill them a little over, maybe about 3/4 of the way. So this makes 4 little minis that are actually pretty full. Or one of your 9x5s. Pop this into a 350-degree oven. Start with 30 minutes. Check and go in 5-minute intervals from there. Mine usually take about 35 minutes, but I always like to check because I never want to overbake these, but we'll see you when these are done. Here they are, all finished. Look at our blueberry distribution. On top, on the sides, running up through the bread. Now, I have a mixture here, powdered sugar, lemon juice, and a little bit of water. We are going to glaze these babies. So, let's just take a little, and I just like to like run it down the center and let gravity kind of pull it. But don't worry, I will make sure that each one is well covered. And then once this sets, kind of forms like a crust, I wrap mine individually, or of course you could just slice and serve, but like, can we just, hello summer, you are welcome. All right, can we just one more glorious look at that. Seriously, so good.